So now I'm going to bring on the speaker. She is the most creative and crafty person I have ever met. She has personally sponsored triple digits. Triple digits, you guys. That's huge. She's the first to do it all. First to become platinum. First to become 1-star platinum. First to do a lot of things. She is definitely knows everything about this business and this industry to help all of you be successful. She has many leaders that she's been helping become successful and duplicate what she has done in this business and industry. And also she travels all over the place, working her perks, definitely getting all the discounts that we are able to get as travel agents in this business. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up our 1-star platinum, Miss Queen R.A.W. Let's go find her. Okay, I'm going to unmute you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, 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 Dolphin. Thank you so much for your awesome introduction. I just absolutely love your enthusiasm, and I love the fact that you are so consistent and so reliable when it comes to our Sunday night calls. You're always there for us, and that is something that a lot of people can't say. So thank you so much. While Robin is pulling up my slides, because as you guys know, I'm not very tech savvy. So I love these calls because Robin is able to assist me in the same way Belt does when we're having, you know, a Super Saturday. So, it says, okay. So I want to say, first of all, thank everybody on here for hopping on this Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday here in California. Robin, you're showing them all my secrets. It's a beautiful day here in California, and I'm sure it's beautiful all over the world. And I know we have people on this call from every single place you can think of. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Kudos to yourself for being on here. Let's go ahead and clap it up in the chat box for Robin for doing a great job hosting the call. Let's tell her that we love her and that she is fabulous. So thank you, Robin. Okay, so today I wanted to have just a conversation with you guys about listening. Is it okay for us to have a conversation? You know, these Sunday calls are trainings for you guys to learn more about your business, and they're trainings for you to learn more about yourselves. And depending on who's training that particular day will determine, you know, what kind of training you're going to get. So I wanted to just come here today and talk to you guys a little bit about the art of listening, because listening and hearing are two totally different situations. You know, listening, can you guys hear me? Tell me if you can hear me really quick if I'm like this. Can you hear me? Perfect. I want to make sure I'm not blocking the speaker. So listening, you guys, is a lost art today. Many of us are so concerned about expressing what we think are or believe that we just don't listen to the other person. Do you guys agree that you can have a conversation with somebody and they can give you a response that tells you that they weren't listening to you at all? Have you had those kind of conversations where you're talking and you know for a fact, you know, that person isn't listening to you, right? Now, you know, Derek and Isla gave us a wonderful lesson last week about being coachable, right? They talked about being coachable. They talked about, you know, constructive criticism and being open to feedback. And they talked about taking direction. So you can't do any of those things if you're not listening. Someone can be giving you constructive criticism, but if you're not listening, it's not going to digest, right? You're not going to ingest it. You can be open to feedback. You can be, you know, given directions, but if you're not listening, you know, it will not get to where it's supposed to be. So, you know, you have to be prepared to listen. And Derek and Isla prepared you last week to be able to listen. So today, I'm going to talk to you guys about, you know, listening. So this will be kind of part 2 of what they were talking about last week, the art of listening. Now, you have to understand, you guys, that hearing and listening are two totally different things, okay? Now, let me explain to you why. You might want to write this down. Let me explain to you why listening and hearing are two totally different things. Now, hearing is merely a body function. You know, if you're not deaf, if you're not hard of hearing, you can hear. Do you guys agree? Do you agree that everybody who's not hard of hearing or deaf can hear, right? So hearing is a basic body function, period. But listening is a combination of hearing and emotion. When you're listening and you're actually, you know, when you're hearing something, you're actually listening, that means that you're understanding, you're comprehensive, you're comprehending what they're saying, you're listening with enthusiasm, you're listening and it's making you happy, you're listening and it's making you sad, you're listening and you're excited because you're actually getting the information, you're actually feeling, you're full of emotion because listening is the combination of hearing and emotion. You're empathetic to the person that you're talking to. Now, you don't have to be. You could be irritated. You could be upset. You can be whatever. But you're listening because there's emotion involved. Now, when you remove the emotion, you start to just hear them. You know it's noise, but you really don't care about what they're saying. It's noise. You know, like you turn the emotions off. It's almost like somebody speaking a different language to you. You can hear them, you know, like Charlie Brown, right? You remember the Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. That's Charlie Brown listening, hearing the adults. They weren't listening to the adults. They heard the adults, we heard the adults, but we didn't know what they were talking about because they weren't really listening. You know, for instance, a husband and a wife. You know, you're yelling at your husband and why aren't you more romantic? And why can't you rub my feet? And how come you stay out so late? He's hearing you, but he's not listening anymore because he's turned off the emotions. He's refusing to be empathetic. But if you take that same situation and you're telling your husband the same situation and he's actually looking at you, he's leaning forward towards you, he's, you know, giving you feedback, letting you know that he's listening, he's engaging. You know, listening promotes a conversation. So if you're talking, or someone's talking, and they're not leaving room for you to make any kind of, you know, noises or comments or anything, that's not, you know, a conversation. That's a speech. So, you know, listening is something totally different because you're engaging in conversation. And it could be anything. Like we're sitting here and we're having a conversation. I'm the only one talking, but I'm asking you guys to talk back to me in the chat box. I'm trying to have a conversation with you to make sure you're actually listening to me and not just hearing me. You know, when you're listening to somebody, it's going to be automatic that you're going to hear the ahs and the ohs and the uh-huh and the okays and the giggles and whatever the conversation, whatever emotion the conversation is triggering, you're going to actually be able to show that because you're actually listening. Robin, could you change the slide for me, please? So it's really important to understand the difference between hearing and listening. You guys agree now that I've given you that definition and I've given you those analogies that you know the difference between hearing and listening, right? Now, studies show that mastering the art of listening is one of the key characteristics in successful people, right? Listening and finding out exactly what your customer wants. Listening and finding out exactly what your kids want. Listening and finding out exactly what's wrong so that you can provide a solution. Listening will do that. You know, when people can give people what they need, when you can give people what they need because you are listening, they will in turn give you what you want. You know, the main ingredient of a conversation, period, is listening. Now, let me tell you a way to make sure the person you're talking to knows that you've been listening, or they, you know, even if you haven't been listening to the whole conversation, you know, this gives them just the feeling that, okay, they're listening to me, they hear me, they understand. And let me ask you guys, what's the one thing people love to hear during a conversation? What's the one thing statistics show that people love to hear? Let me see if anybody can guess it. Put it in the chat box. The one thing that everybody loves to hear. What do you love to hear? Okay, we got compliments, hear themselves. Right, Sharita, people love hearing themselves. I saw a couple people say it. Yes, exactly. You guys are so on point. Congratulations to you guys. They love hearing their name. People love to hear their name. Now, you guys know I'm Toni Ward. I keep it raw and uncut at all times, right? Is it okay? We have a locker room conversation, right? I'm gonna keep it real all the time, right? Is that okay, you guys? Is that okay for me to be me? So they love hearing their name. So, hearing your name, it could be a turn on, right? You know, people saying your name, I mean, they write songs about people saying your name, right? Say my name, right? They write songs about people saying your name. So if they write songs about it, it must mean that there are enough people out there, and that was a hit song. So it must be enough people out there that share that sentiment, that want to hear their name, right? Hearing your name is like magic if they're calling your name for the right reason. Number one, it shows that your name was important enough to remember. Have you ever been in a situation? Exactly, it makes it personal. In a situation where somebody, said, hey, and they said your name, hey, Thomas, and you're like, oh my goodness, they remember my name. Or, hey, Robin, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, I didn't think that they even remember my name. But it gives the person, just that acknowledgement, that validation that, okay, they remember my name. Calling somebody by their name shows them, yes, that is flattering. Saying your name is flattering. It says that you're talking to them specifically, that this isn't a conversation for anybody. This is a conversation for them. It also shows them that the conversation is specifically, for like geared towards them. It's, how when telemarketers call you and they're reading off this script and you're like, this is not for me. Like, you read this script to everybody. You don't even know my name. I don't want to talk to you. How many of you have gotten that phone call from a telemarketer and didn't want to have a conversation because they're reading from a script? I'll tell them, okay, are you reading from a paper? And they'll tell me, they'll keep reading. I stop right there. Are you reading from a paper? And they'll say, yes, ma'am, I'm reading from a paper. I'm like, okay, I want you to put the paper down and tell me how you feel about your company. If you can't put the paper down and tell me how you feel, then I don't really want to talk to you. I can read whatever it is that you're sending me. So have a good day, and I'll, respectfully hang up. But that makes, you have to be able to engage in a conversation with somebody and let them know that this is not a conversation you just have on record. Like, you're not a robot. You don't say the same thing to everybody. This conversation is specific to them. Okay, how would you feel, you guys? How would you feel, Adrian? How would you feel, Mrs. D? How would you guys feel if you worked so hard? Oh my goodness, you've been working so hard. You got to gold and you are just so excited, and you get on stage, you're walking across the stage, the music is playing, you're walking across the stage and you get your award, you get your plaque, and it just says, congratulations to the next gold. Your name is nowhere on that plaque. How would you feel? Would you feel a little less important because your name wasn't mentioned on the award? Yeah, I would be upset too, that you worked so hard for. Unappreciated, exactly. So the thing is, a certificate without your name. How about if you graduate from college and you never get to hear your name? There are thousands of people who graduate at the same time, right? Nobody can see you from the stands, but just hearing that name does something to people. And you guys have to remember that, because as you talk to your, people who are going to become travel agents, and as you talk to your clients, your conversation needs to be personal. It can't just be something that you say to everybody. So when people come to me and they ask me, hey, Toni, do you have a script? Absolutely not. I don't have a script. I wouldn't even disrespect my people by reading from a script. What I want to tell them, I'm going to tell them because it pertains to them, not because I am trying to just, recruit them into a company and just get them in here. It doesn't matter. Every single travel agent in this business is different. Every single client that you help is different. And it makes sense for you to individualize, your conversation with them. My key is to say their name at least 3 times in the conversation, because it will help you, number one, remember their name. I learned that in a class, to make sure you say it 3 times and to figure out something, that helps you to remember, that person. So saying their name, you know, at least 3 times will help you. Let me tell you a story. When I was in a previous company, I worked my butt off, period. I had travel parties twice a week. I was like the first person in the Bay Area to work with this company, and I was building, had a nice big team. I was doing so much for the company, and I loved it. Like, I was really like having a good time. And so the owner of the company came to the Bay Area, and we had a meeting. And so I went to go talk to the owner of the company. He wasn't there for the first part of the presentation. He got there late. So he was there in the middle at the break, right before training. So I went back there to talk to him, and I went back there with part of my team because they wanted to take a picture. And so I walked up to him, and he looked at me, and he said, he put his hand out, and he said, "Nice to meet you. How did you like the presentation? Are you going to get started?" And I'm thinking to myself, are you serious right now? You don't know my name? You don't know that I'm the only person in this position, in this area, working for your company? You don't know who I am? Heartbroken is not even the word to describe how I felt, because he didn't even know my name. So in that moment, you know, I made it a point to make sure I never made anybody feel the way I felt that day. And when I first met David McCovey, I met him at a meeting. He didn't know me from dirt, you know, and we had a conversation. We made a plan. He told me to call him at a certain time. I called him, and when I called him, he knew who I was the minute he picked up the phone. But it wasn't a conversation that was like, okay, a short one. He actually cared about, well, what are you doing? How is your day? You know, he wanted to know about the person and not just about the business. So it makes a lot of difference when you actually personalize your conversation with the people that you are working with, the people that you are talking to, that you want to work with. You want to make sure that they know that it's a lot more to this than just them booking a trip from you. It's a lot more to this than them just being a part of your team. They become a part of you. They need to understand that they are important, and just the smallest little things will show them. Just knowing their name. I hate for somebody to walk up to me and I don't know their name. I hate it. I don't like it at all, because I know the feeling that I felt that day, the way I was treated. So I try my hardest not to, if I've been talking to you, I'll go to your Facebook page. I'll try to put your head in my memory, because I want to know who you are. Like, I really want to know. Robin, could you change the slide, please, ma'am? So, you know, I know you guys have heard this. Hey, Rashawn, how are you? I know you guys have heard this a million times. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, right? You're supposed to listen twice as much as you speak. And that says so much, because you'll be less likely to get the point if you're always talking. Like, you're always talking. You have to learn how to listen. You know, I was a teacher at one point in my life. I taught 3rd grade for the San Francisco Unified School District, and I've had like a million jobs. Okay, you guys. I love children. I love traveling, and I love money. So being a teacher was going to keep the money part off the table. So what I had to do was figure out a way to actually get what I needed. And Evolution Travel absolutely has done that for me. Evolution Travel has put me in a position that encompasses all 3 of those things. And it's a great opportunity, which is why, you know, I thought of the Evo Kids situation. And, you know, listening to the children, and they listen, but listening to people, you'll find out that kids listen to everything, and they're sponges. And if we can just kind of incorporate some of those characteristics that they have, we'd be further along in life, like, period. You know, a conversation is like a dance, you guys, and body language, you know, are telltale signs when you're listening and when you're, you know, interested, or even when you're bored as hell, period. Your body language tells everything. You have to be able to listen in order for you to learn, you know, and figure out exactly what's going on in the situation. So next slide, please. If you aren't listening, you aren't learning. And that's super important, because you have to be able to learn in order to, you know, if I have to learn, Jay Woods, what you want if I'm going to be in a position to give it to you. If I'm in a situation where I'm giving you this presentation and I'm just talking, but I don't know what you want, I'm not able to actually give it to you because I haven't listened. I haven't given you a chance to talk. I haven't actually sat there to figure out exactly what remedy Evolution Travel can give to you, can be for you. And that's really important. So I think that is what, they say, what's your secret sauce? How did you do this? I think if I had to say the secret sauce, because there is no secret sauce, is just being able to listen and give people what they want. That's all it is, period. If you listen to people and you actually speak to their needs, you'll find out that you'll have a better success rate whenever you are trying to talk to somebody about this business. So we did an assignment with the people who are on my team. They're so, I love them because they embrace my craziness, okay? And if I have an assignment or if I think of something, they stand behind me 1,000%. So I want to say kudos to all of them because they can't, like Robin said, I'm creative, but I'm kind of creatively crazy. So, but it works. It really works because it's always, for the right situation. So we did an assignment, and I want to share that with you because I want to come and report to you exactly how that worked. Next slide, please. We did something called conversation versus presentation. And the thing is, when you're giving somebody a presentation, they're waiting for that punchline. They're waiting for you to ask for the money, right? They're waiting for you to get to that end because they want to tell you no. They're thinking of all the reasons they can tell you no. Okay, once this presentation is over, I'm going to say no because I got to ask my husband. I'm going to say no because, they're waiting for the presentation. It's so completely different when you're having a conversation with somebody about something both of you guys genuinely love. And so we did this assignment, conversation, first presentation, because everybody likes to talk. Everybody wants to have a sounding board. People like somebody said earlier, people like to hear themselves talk. So people are sometimes apprehensive about, sharing evolution because they feel like they don't know enough about the booking. They don't know enough about the company. They don't know enough about anything to share it, and they want to learn more. But bottom line is, you are a part of Evolution Travel, and there are reasons why you are a part of Evolution Travel, and whatever reasons those are were enough for you to join. So they're also enough for you to also share with somebody else. So step one was to get a notebook, piece of paper, whatever, and just write down 10 reasons why you love Evolution Travel. Okay, and those 10 reasons are enough. You don't need to know we were, originated in 1952 with Archer Travel. You don't need to know that David McCovey was the top promoter for Las Vegas. You don't need to know exactly how many, accolades we have or how to find the A+ rating. You don't have to know that stuff to know that you absolutely love Evolution Travel. You know the stuff exists, but you don't know it well enough to recite it, and that's okay. That doesn't diminish the amount of love you have for Evolution Travel. So you can step two, turn those 10 reasons into a persuasive conversation. And that conversation is all you need for somebody to understand, because people don't care. Like, you want to join this company, Toni? Well, why? Well, because it was originated in 1952. Oh, okay, well, sign me up. That's not going to sign somebody up. You want to join this company, Toni? Well, why should I join the company? Oh, well, because Ron Archer's family, they started the company, and his mom. That's not going to make me sign up. But if you tell me some things why you love Evolution Travel, I'm going to be a lot more excited, because guess what? You're excited. And it just makes sense. You want to join Evolution Travel? Well, why? Well, because, I don't know a lot, but I know the owner used to. No, you're stumbling. You're trying to remember things that don't really matter to the new person. This is stuff that they will learn, but this is not something that will earn you a new travel agent. It just doesn't work that way. And then step 3 was to contact 10 people within 48 hours of doing step 1, which is your love. Because you have to remember, when you are talking about how much you love something, you're writing it down. And this is why I told them you have to write it down. You cannot use technology. You cannot put it in your phone. You cannot do any of that. You have to actually, old school, get a pen and paper and write it down, because something happens when you start writing, you start reading, and you start feeling it. it comes back to you. You start to become emotional, right? So and I told them, when you write this down and you practice this conversation, I want you to get a mirror. I want you to look at yourself while you're saying it. Make sure you're smiling. I want you to feel the love that you have for Evolution Travel. So when you get on the phone and you talk to somebody, then you're able to actually portray exactly those emotions to that person as well. So I told them, videotape yourself, get on there, and not to show anybody, but just so that you can look at yourself and see how you look when you're talking to somebody about your company. Do you look like you love Evolution Travel? So it was amazing. Next slide, please. It was amazing, the videos that were shared and all the stuff that was done, because, this right here is an example of the one of the handwritten responses. This came from Sunshine. Number one, she was driving in her car, okay? She pulled over, took a piece of mail, because they know when I'm thinking it's gonna be a cutoff time. They better get it in as fast as they could get it in. It's like a pop quiz. I guess I've never stopped being a teacher. So she pulled over and she wrote this on her old mail, right? So these are the things she loves. She loved the foundation. She loves the leadership. She loves the travel perks. She loves the unlimited possibilities. She loves the residual pool, earning potential, the opportunity to help her family. She loves the fact that she believes in her product and the values. She loves the support and the tools that are given to her. And she says, I'm in control of my weight because she has so much support. Now, this lady, let me tell you about Sunshine. This is a testimony in itself, because of Evolution Travel and because of the support she had with Evolution Travel. Not only did she remove herself from a bad situation, but she lost 150 pounds, you guys. Do you hear me? 150 pounds because of the support, because of the sisterhood, because of the you can do it, Sunshine. We're not going to let you give up. Even when it's not part of building or booking, Evolution Travel is still a part of you. I send a message out to everybody in my back office. I don't care if they're red or not. And my message always says, to the current agents and our previous agents, once you sign up with Evolution Travel, you are always part of our family, whether you're active or not. And I give them the information about what's going on in our company. And we get calls all the time saying, Toni, you know what? Thank you so much for caring. Thank you so much for whatever, because I'm listening. If they are red, I don't want to know, hey, pay your bill. I want to know why. Like, what's going on? Did something happen? Like, what's wrong? I was in a car accident. I lost my job. I don't feel whatever it is. Okay, well, fine. Take care of you, and just know that we're going to always be here when you're ready to come back. You have to actually genuinely care for the people that you're talking to. So using her list, if Sunshine was going to go and have a conversation with somebody, let me tell you guys, Sunshine, from the beginning of this assignment until today, Sunshine has added 7 people to her team. 7 people, because she fell in love again with Evolution Travel. So it works, okay? So I'm going to pretend like I'm Sunshine. I'm going to have a conversation with somebody, and I'm just going to use these 10 reasons why I love Evolution. I'm not going to add anything else but these 10 reasons, okay? I'm Sunshine. I'm talking to somebody else. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love Evolution. I got to tell you about Evolution. I love it. I love it. The foundation that this company is built on is like nothing I've ever seen in my life. The leadership here, the owner, the Elite 8, all these people that are leading us actually care, about what we're doing. And I can call them, I can email them, I can text them whenever, and they actually answer. Like, I have the owner's cell phone number. I can text him whenever I want, and he answers me. I've never had that before. And let me tell you about these travel perks. You would not believe the travel perks that we get. I can do a training and get a free cruise. I can do a training and get tickets to Disneyland. We have so many travel perks, it's ridiculous. I don't even know everything we have, but from what I know already, these travel perks are completely worth it because we have unlimited possibilities with this company. Oh my goodness, nobody can tell me, when I have to work, when I have to be off, if I can have overtime. I actually get to write my own check and do what I want to do because of me and how I'm going to work my business. And because of that, I get to participate in a residual pool that will pay me every single month. Oh my goodness. And it's not just off my efforts, it's off the whole company. My earning potential is through the roof because of that. Because we have people in this business that are like working their butts off. They're building, they're bringing in people, and we all get a part, of that residual pool that we get. It's crazy. And I have the opportunity to help my family. I got my kids in college, so I can help them with their travel, spring break. I can help them with that. I even get to help them even more because now I get to spend more time with them. And I really believe in Evolution Travel because the value is just crazy. We have everything, top of the line, everything. The product is unbelievable. I absolutely love it. And the support, let me tell you, this is not some of these companies that just sign you up and leave you by yourself. We have something every single day. You can hop on a webinar every single day. The support is like nothing I've ever seen. They support me more than my family supports me. And the tools they give me, they train me. I get handouts. We have a back office like no other back office I've ever had in my life. And if it wasn't for them, I promise you, I would have not lost this 150 pounds. But the bottom line is this: I'm going to be traveling and I really care about you and I want you to travel with me. So what do you say? It's only $30 to get started. Come travel with me. You got to experience Evolution Travel. I love it. And I know you'll love it too. Period. I didn't say nothing other than what was on this list. Please tell me why I need to know more information to sign somebody else up. Do you agree that that's all I needed to know? So when you say to yourself, I don't know enough, I'm trying, but, or yeah, I hear so many excuses. And I'm telling you, I hear so many excuses because I'm not listening, period. I hear them, but I'm not listening because there's no reason on earth why if you want this, you can't actually have it. It doesn't make sense. And I'm not going to listen to you because if it makes sense, then I'd be crazy. If it made sense, I wouldn't be 1-star platinum. If it made sense, David McCovey would have never founded Evolution Travel if your excuse made sense, period. It doesn't make sense. You can talk to anybody about this company and because of just your emotions, because of why you love it. Next slide, please, Robin. And that's enough. The reason why you love Evolution is enough. And bottom line, you never know who's listening. So speak in a manner that can help those who hear your voice. You don't know. I had a situation where I was talking to one of our agents. I had no idea that she was talking to somebody else or that the lady was listening. She was listening to a webinar. I was doing a webinar and the lady behind me was listening to what I was saying. And so she saw how inspired Jamila, how inspired Jamila was from that conversation. And so she went and talked to somebody about me. I had no idea. Yesterday I had lunch with a lady who works with Oprah, works with TD Jakes, works with somebody else. And she just called me out the blue, sent me a text message, said, your name's been coming across my desk. I've heard a lot about you. And she said, this was the key word, is what she said. She said, I've heard, and I wrote it down because I don't want to mess it up. She said, I heard that it wasn't about how wonderful your company was. It was about how wonderful you were. So that right there told me that my training was on point because it's not about what the information the company has, it's what the company has done for you that drives people. So you have to really remember that everybody's listening, and you have to understand that when somebody's listening, you don't know who's listening. When you're on the phone with somebody, you don't know who's listening. You know how people play little three-way tricks and all that other stuff. You never know who's listening. So always speak in a manner that it doesn't matter who's listening. This can help anybody who can hear you. Next slide, please, because it really matters when that happens. Now, let me show you this. After we started this assignment, the presentation versus conversation. I got these messages and I'm very emotional. Okay, you guys, I'm super emotional, which is why I stay away from people because I don't like them to mess up my spirit. But I'm very emotional. And so this first one, he calls me auntie, but he says, hey, it's working. Got people to laugh out loud, and then boom, smack them with the hey, let's talk. Got 5 combos so far. 2 of them are signing up before lunch. This day, he actually signed up, I believe, 4 people because he changed his presentation to a conversation. He is a very decorated Marine. And he was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. He listened to one 3-way. And from that 3-way, he signed up 9 people. Since this particular assignment, he has signed up 9 people because he changed his presentation to a conversation. And it was so simple. And then we have Christina. And Christina, not on my team, she just kind of heard about what was going on online on Facebook. And that's why I say you have to understand that other people are listening, and you have to be a gift to everyone within, earshot of you. You have to be able to help everybody. It doesn't matter if they're connected to you. It doesn't matter if they're on your team. It doesn't matter. Everybody is a part of the same family with evolution, period, hands down. Never a question for me. And she said, I just wanted to say thank you for sharing the challenge you issued to your team yesterday. I had been stagnant and growing for a while, but as soon as I changed from presentation to conversation, I signed up 3 people in 24 hours. This right here says enough to me, period. Once people know that you care, they care that you know, and they want to be a part of something that's going to help them. So congratulations, Christina. I know that you, this touched my heart. I sent this to Lynn as soon as you sent it to me. And I did ask permission, you guys, before I screenshot and shared all their business on here. But I did ask permission. Next slide, please. But it just makes sense, to help people. And this is Eugene. He's going to kill me because I cut him out and he hates pictures, but whatever. So this message right here says so much to me because he said, he's, right, Eugene, right. He's, been in the Marines, just a stand-up guy. From the first day I met him, I called David right away and I'm like, David, we got somebody that I think is in for the long haul. It's not about if, it's about when, period. And he said, it's like I would tell my guys when prepping for combat, would you rather follow the person you know knows the way so you can stay clear of IEDs, or would you want to just wing it and hope you don't step on one? It just makes sense, right? So when you get to that situation and you're going through, the conversation, they're going to want to work with you because you're having a conversation. They're going to want to work with you because you're actually listening to what they're, telling you they want from the business. If somebody's telling you, yes, I want to travel, no, I don't want to do MLM, why would you keep talking to them about building a team? You're not listening. If somebody's telling you, yeah, my wife books all the travel, I just want to build a team and give it to her. So it makes sense for you to talk to the husband about building a team and talk to the wife about travel. Make sure you're listening to your people so that you're not turning them off. Next slide, please. It just makes sense, you guys. Now, a conversation is like a dance, right? Mimicking your partner is key. And your body language can tell a different story than your mouth is speaking if you're not, doing it right. Remember, it's like you're dancing. You can't be doing a nay-nay and the person next to you is doing a waltz. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like, whatever the new dances the kids are doing now, you sitting there trying to do the Cabbage Patch with your baby. He's going to look at you like you're crazy. Like, you have to have the same conversation within the same language. It just doesn't make sense. When they move, you move just like that. It just makes sense, right? So when you're doing that, like yesterday with my meeting that I had, I like the song, when you move, I'll move, just like that. So anyway, let me tell you what I did, because I kind of laughed to myself because I was having the meeting with her and I was watching her body language. And when I was watching her body language, I kind of mimicked her body language, and I learned that in this interview class that I had. So, she would sit back in her chair, I sat back in my chair. She leaned forward in her chair, I leaned forward in my chair. She put her hand on her chin, I put my hand on my chin. Till it was kind of like a joke to me, but it made her more comfortable because I was almost mirroring a lot of the stuff she was doing that made her comfortable. So she felt more comfortable with our conversation. And I think we got further. Our meeting was supposed to be 45 minutes. It turned into 2.5 hours. And after that, she's doing a special women's growth thing. It cost $2,500 to go. And she gifted it to me. She said, I want you to come. You don't need to pay. I want you to be there. I really enjoy your spirit. I can see your heart. I want you to come. And I want you to bring 2 people with you. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So I think that was a win-win-win. And all that came from me helping one person and somebody else hearing my conversation in the background and deciding it was something that they wanted to work with. So you have to be, really mindful that people are watching you even when you don't know they're watching you, period. So make sure you're being the best you can be. And, a lot of people try to compete and I want to be like her. Nobody can be you better than you can be you, period. There is no competition for you. And that's something I think you should tell yourself every single day. Nobody can be you better than you. Nobody. There's not one person out there that can do that. Next slide, please. I think this is, yeah. So look at this picture, you guys. I mean, really, really, really look at this picture. He's so busy chasing what he wants. He doesn't understand that if he does get it, it's going to kill him in the end. So many people are chasing, that dream, and they're not listening. Like somebody could have told them, wait right here, the bird will land soon. You don't have to do that. As you chase your dreams, don't be so quick to think you figured out a better and quicker way to get the prize. Learn to listen. I think this picture right here speaks volumes to me because there are so many people out there just trying to get it, not even worried about what, how they're going to get it is going to end up in their demise. You know what I mean? And I mean that like, you're in a business and you're what are they, stealing other people's people. Oh, I'm going to go take her people. You're going to end up dead in the end. You're going to get terminated. So you can look at this picture in so many different ways because, there's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. Yes, this bird will probably end up dead, but guess what? So will the wolf, so will the dog. Is it worth it? Wouldn't it be better for him to patiently wait or have listened to the other people who had done it before? I mean, this picture to me says so much. I looked at it and I was just like, wow. Wow. I'm sure there's somebody in your life right now that's doing the exact same thing that doesn't understand that when they do finally catch it, they're going to end up just no more. Period. I think that's the end of my training, you guys. I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that you understand that having a conversation is a lot better than having a presentation with somebody because they can actually feel your soul. They can understand why something is, beneficial to them. And remember, it's always about the other person. It's never really about you. Think of it as you're having a conversation with your child and they're asking you, Mommy, why can't I do that? Or Mommy, why can't I go? Or Mommy, why can't I talk to those people? It's for them. The benefit is for them. It's not for you. And when you're telling them, okay, I want you to go to sleep early. I need you to eat your vegetables. I want you to learn another language. I want you to come and do that. Whatever it is you're telling them because it's for them. It's not for you. And you need to understand that when you are bringing somebody into your business, you're bringing them for the reasons that are for them, not for you. Of course, we all want to rank up. Of course, we all want to be 33,000 star. Of course we do. But we have to do it with the right intentions, and we have to do it for the right reasons, and we have to do it with the right people who actually want something from it. If your clients don't see a potential, they are not going to use you as their travel agent. If the agents that are in your organization don't see value, they don't understand how to work their perks, they don't understand about the tax benefits, guess what? They're going to leave. So remember, always focus on listening to what they need. and you will always get what you want. This is Toni Ward. That is my training. And I love you guys. I'll see you at the bank and at the beach. Dolphin, I'm turning it back over to you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Toni Ward. That was amazing training. You guys heard the passion. She definitely listens to all of us and helps us all be successful. So thank you for that awesome training. And yes, in the chat box, this is being recorded, being recorded, and will be uploaded to our Facebook group page. You can find it under albums, and it is labeled "Please Do Not Delete."
Oh, I'm sorry, Robin.
Yes.
Bingo, 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 bingo.
Oh, bingo.
I knew I was missing something. Okay, so for those of you playing bingo, yes. For those of you playing bingo, I have a super surprise for you. Some people have already hung up, so I guess they're not going to get the surprise. But for those of you playing bingo, you can mark off your Sunday night square, and the word is listen. Yay! And for those of you still here, remember I told you that you're going to get a bonus. So for anybody on here that needs a bonus square, you get a wild card. So you can mark off any square you want with a wild card. Put the word wild and put the number 514. Wild 514. Okay, that's my birthday. For those of you who don't know, that's my birthday. So wild and put 514, and you can mark off any card, any square you want to. So that is your bonus for being on tonight's webinar.
Awesome. Wow, 514. I love it. Awesome. So also, like I was saying before, this will be uploaded to our Facebook group page under albums labeled "Please Do Not Delete Evo Sunday Webinars." All right, family, I hope everyone has a blessed Sunday and a wonderful week. And this webinar is officially over. Good night.